Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. If you're fascinated by countries with deep history, rich cultural traditions, and plenty of modern developments, then this is the perfect place for you. Before we start our journey through 20 of the most intriguing facts about Ukraine, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends, and don't forget to check out our merch. Your support keeps our channel going and helps us bring you more engaging content. Now get comfortable, and let's explore one of Europe's largest and most culturally diverse nations. 1. A truly European giant. Ukraine stands as the largest country that lies entirely within Europe, covering roughly 603,700 square kilometers, about 233,000 square miles. That makes it more than twice the size of Germany. Although Russia has an even bigger total land area, much of its territory extends into Asia. With a population of around 40 million, Ukraine features an impressive variety of landscapes: endless fertile plains, scenic highlands, thick forests, and the majestic Carpathian Mountains in the west. Its sheer size and natural diversity contribute to significant differences in local customs, dialects, and ways of life across various regions. 2. The meaning behind Ukraine. The name Ukraine is widely believed to derive from a Slavic root meaning borderland or on the edge. Historically, these lands were perceived as a frontier, an area where various European powers intersected. Polish, Lithuanian, Russian, Ottoman, and other influences converged here over the centuries. This cultural tapestry has woven together a rich identity that distinctly marks Ukraine as neither purely Eastern nor purely Western, but a fascinating blend of both. Today, you'll encounter the country's borderland legacy in its language, architecture, traditions, and the many cultural nuances that vary from east to west and north to south. 3. Descended from Kyivan Rus, Ukraine's roots are closely entwined with the medieval state known as Kyivan Rus, 9th-13th centuries. Centered around Kyiv, known in Ukrainian as Kyiv, also spelled Kyiv, this realm once encompassed vast swaths of territory in what is now Ukraine, Belarus, and part of Russia. Often associated with Prince Oleg or the legendary Prince Rurik, Kyivan Rus reached a pivotal moment in 988, when Prince Volodymyr the Great embraced Christianity, ushering in the Christianization of the realm. Kyiv grew into a major cultural hub in Eastern Europe. Many Ukrainians proudly see Kyivan Rus as the foundation of their national history, emphasizing that the city of Kyiv is the mother of East Slavic civilization. 4. The legacy of the Cossacks. Few images of Ukraine are more emblematic than that of the brave Cossacks. Dating from the 15th and 16th centuries, Cossacks were free warrior communities who inhabited the steppes along the Dnipro River. They organized themselves in the so-called Zaporizhian Sich, a fortified stronghold below the river's rapids. In Ukrainian, Porohi means rapids. Known for their formidable horsemanship, distinctive military traditions, and an ethos of self-governance, the Cossacks came to symbolize Ukrainian freedom and an unbreakable spirit. Even today, you can spot references to Cossack culture in Ukrainian folk songs, dances, and national legends, where they stand for defiance, courage, and a determination to safeguard their land. 5. The tragedy of the Holodomor, 1932 to 1933. One of the darkest chapters in Ukraine's history was the Holodomor, a catastrophic famine that struck between 1932 and 1933. The term itself is derived from the Ukrainian words for hunger, holody, and to exterminate, mority. Historians widely agree that Soviet authorities, under Joseph Stalin, were largely responsible for engineering severe grain requisitions and other policies that left millions of Ukrainians with no food. Villages were emptied, families torn apart, and entire communities perished. The Holodomor is now recognized by many countries as a genocide targeting the Ukrainian people. In Ukraine's collective memory, it stands as a powerful reminder of both the cruelty of totalitarian regimes and the fragility of human life in times of oppressive rule. 6. The Chernobyl disaster, 1986. In April 1986, the world witnessed the most devastating nuclear disaster in history at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. At that time, Ukraine was part of the Soviet Union, and an explosion in Reactor 4 released massive amounts of radioactive material. The fallout spread across Ukraine, Belarus, Russia, and reached parts of Western Europe. Nearby, the city of Pripyat, once a thriving home for plant workers and their families, was evacuated within hours, becoming a ghost town. Chernobyl remains an enduring symbol of nuclear power's risks and of Soviet-era secrecy. Authorities at first tried to downplay the scale of the catastrophe. Today, the Chernobyl exclusion zone is a destination for dark tourism, where nature has gradually reclaimed abandoned towns and villages, reminding visitors of both the area's haunting past and the resilience of the natural environment. 7. Independence in 1991. With the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, Ukraine declared its sovereignty, setting the stage for its modern era. The break from Moscow opened the door to building new state institutions, developing a market-based economy, and aspiring toward greater integration with European structures. Leonid Kravchuk became the first president of an independent Ukraine. Since that turning point, the country has experienced numerous challenges, from economic downturns to political infighting, from social upheavals to international conflicts. Yet through it all, Ukrainians have worked to shape their future, holding elections and protests such as the Orange Revolution in 2004 and the Euromaidan demonstrations in 2013-2014, each pivotal in reaffirming or redefining the country's trajectory. 8. The breadbasket of Europe. Ukraine's fertile black soils, known as Chernozem, have earned it the nickname, the breadbasket of Europe. Vast expanses of farmland yield substantial harvests of wheat, corn, barley, sunflower seeds, and more. Indeed, Ukrainian agricultural exports feed millions of people worldwide. Historically, control over these productive fields was seen as economically and strategically crucial, leading numerous empires to vie for domination over this territory. Agriculture remains central to Ukraine's economy today, although emerging sectors, especially IT, are reshaping and diversifying the national economic landscape. 9. The Carpathian Mountains. In the west, Ukraine's segment of the Carpathian Mountains provides a scenic counterpoint to the extensive plains that characterize much of the country. This range is a haven for hikers, skiers, and anyone seeking a peaceful retreat. Deep forests, sparkling rivers, and rolling valleys define the area, which is home to diverse ethnic groups including Hutsuls, Boykos, and Lemkos. Traditional ways of life persist in many mountain villages, where you can still find wooden cottages, folk music, colorful embroidery, and hearty local cooking. Increasingly, the Ukrainian Carpathians also draw tourists seeking both adventure and cultural immersion in an unspoiled natural setting. 10. National colors and symbols. Ukraine's flag, featuring 2 horizontal stripes, blue on top, yellow below, reflects the essence of the country's natural beauty. The sky over golden wheat fields, this simplistic yet visually striking design underscores the deep connection between the land and its people. Equally important is the trizub, trident, Ukraine's official coat of arms. Its history reaches back to the rulers of Kyivan Rus, and modern Ukrainians see it as an emblem of sovereignty, continuity, and resilience. Whether interpreted as a stylized falcon, a runic sign, or a Christian symbol, the trizub highlights Ukraine's historical roots and national pride. 11. Lviv, a cultural treasure. Located in western Ukraine, the city of Lviv, in Ukrainian, Lviv, is beloved for its Old World charm. Formerly part of the Polish Kingdom and later the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Lviv blends Renaissance, Baroque, and neoclassical styles in its architecture. Its entire historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with narrow cobblestone streets, cozy cafes, and lively squares reminiscent of Central Europe's grandest towns. Often called the capital of coffee in Ukraine, Lviv retains a special tradition of coffee houses dating back centuries. Cultural festivals abound, celebrating everything from literature to jazz, drawing local and international visitors alike. The city's warm spirit reflects its multi-ethnic history, creating an atmosphere both storied and vibrant. 12. Kyiv, the heart of Ukraine. Kyiv, sometimes spelled Kyiv to reflect Ukrainian transliteration, is the nation's capital and cultural heartbeat. It stands on the banks of the Dnipro River, boasting landmarks such as the stunning St. Sophia Cathedral and the Kyiv-Pechersk Lavra, Monastery of the Caves, both UNESCO listed. With golden domes glittering in the sun, these monuments testify to the city's deep Christian and imperial heritage. Yet Kyiv is also a modern metropolis, home to universities, businesses, IT startups, and government institutions. It has been the stage for major historical transformations, including the Orange Revolution, 2004, and the Euromaidan protests, 2013 to 2014, when thousands of citizens gathered in Independence Square, Maidan Nezalezhnosti, to voice their desires for democratic reform and a more European future. 13. Diversity of faith. Although the Ukrainian Orthodox Church remains the predominant religious denomination, Ukraine's long history as a crossroads between East and West has led to diverse religious practices. The Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church follows the Eastern Rite, but is in union with Rome, reflecting centuries of interplay between Latin and Byzantine traditions, especially notable in Western regions. Roman Catholic communities also exist, largely connected to the historical presence of Poles. Meanwhile, Protestant churches, Islam, and Judaism have their own long-standing roots. Religious holidays, like Easter, celebrated with beautifully decorated pysanky eggs, and Christmas, observed with special carols and feasting, often intertwine with folk customs, underscoring how faith in Ukraine is interwoven with cultural life. 14. Ukrainian cuisine. No mention of Ukraine would be complete without acknowledging its hearty cuisine. Most famous is borscht, a beet-based soup, typically served with meat or broth, vegetables, and a swirl of sour cream. But you'll also find vareniki, dumplings stuffed with potatoes, cottage cheese, or cherries, halubtsi, cabbage rolls filled with rice and meat, daruni, potato pancakes, and a variety of sweet pastries and fruit-based desserts. Rooted in peasant traditions, Ukrainian cooking emphasizes locally sourced ingredients, filling meals that offered comfort and energy for labor-intensive lives. Even in big cities, you'll encounter casual eateries dishing up home-style classics alongside newer twists on national favorites. 15. Music and folklore. Ukraine has a vibrant folk music heritage, best exemplified by instruments like the bandura, a multi-string plucked lute, and lively folk dances. The songs often explore themes of love, longing, harvest, and historical struggles for freedom. Traditional embroidered shirts called vyshivanki are worn with pride, especially on holidays and family gatherings, and highlight the artistry of Ukrainian needlework. Modern Ukrainian music also flourishes, with pop and rock artists weaving folkloric motifs into contemporary genres. Whether performed in a rural village or an urban concert hall, Ukrainian music resonates with a sense of identity stretching back centuries. 16. Literature and the power of the written word. Taras Shevchenko, 1814 to 1861, stands as the father of modern Ukrainian literature. His poems, often written in the vernacular, passionately advocate for the dignity and independence of the Ukrainian people. Another literary icon, Lysia Ukrainka, championed themes of women's rights, social progress, and national self-awareness. Ukrainian literature has repeatedly faced repression, particularly under Soviet rule, when writers who dared express pro-Ukrainian sentiments risked exile or worse. Yet the literary tradition persisted, evolving into a broad spectrum of styles and topics in the post-independence period, from historical novels to gritty social commentaries and science fiction. All reflect Ukraine's complex identity and ongoing quest for self-expression. 17. A rising powerhouse. While agriculture has historically dominated the economy, Ukraine's IT industry has experienced rapid growth in recent years. Cities like Kyiv, Kharkiv, Lviv, and Dnipro are hubs for tech startups, outsourcing companies, and software development teams collaborating with international clients. Skilled Ukrainian programmers and engineers, backed by strong math and science education, are increasingly sought after worldwide. The IT boom is fueling both innovation and job creation, offering a dynamic counterbalance to traditional economic sectors. As technology thrives, Ukraine's reputation evolves from that of a purely agricultural breadbasket to a nation adept at high-tech solutions and global collaboration. 18. The ongoing conflict in the East. Ukraine's modern history took a dramatic turn in 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea and conflict erupted in the Donbas region, especially around Donetsk and Luhansk. These events triggered a humanitarian crisis, with many civilians displaced from their homes. The conflict fundamentally impacts Ukraine's political and economic climate. Despite intense challenges, Ukraine continues to assert its independence and leans toward integration with European structures. Many citizens regard this period as a continuation of the centuries-long struggle for sovereignty. fueling patriotism and a desire to maintain national unity. International sanctions, diplomatic efforts, and local resilience all play a role. Yet the unresolved dispute remains a central issue for Ukraine and its neighbors. 19. UNESCO, World Heritage and Tourist Appeal. Beyond the well-known cities of Kyiv and Lviv, Ukraine hosts several UNESCO World Heritage sites that underscore its cultural and historical significance. Examples include the St. Sophia Cathedral and the Kyiv-Pechersk Lavra, as well as a group of wooden churches in the Carpathians that show off the region's distinct architectural style. Tourists can also explore Odessa on the Black Sea, fortress ruins in Podelia, or intriguing war memorials. The events of 2014 and ongoing instability in certain regions have inevitably affected tourism flows, but curiosity about Ukraine, its vibrant traditions, heartfelt hospitality, and enthralling history has not diminished. For adventurers seeking undiscovered or less crowded destinations, Ukraine offers a wealth of cultural and natural treasures. 20. Pride, identity, and the fight for the future. Throughout centuries of upheaval, from imperial domination to modern struggles, Ukrainians have continually reasserted their identity and pursued self-determination. The country navigates a precarious balance between Eastern and Western influences, forging its own path amid globalization, economic reforms, and political tensions. This balancing act requires resilience and unity, and indeed, you'll find many Ukrainians deeply proud of their cultural heritage and ready to defend it. Despite war, social challenges, and political uncertainty, there is an unmistakable sense of hope and creativity driving Ukrainian society forward. From everyday citizens organizing grassroots initiatives to artists capturing the essence of these times, the nation's spirit endures, looking back on its millennia-old history while striving to carve out a vibrant and peaceful tomorrow. As these 20 facts reveal, Ukraine is a mosaic of stories, peoples, and experiences. It's a land of breathtaking landscapes, from vast wheat fields to forest-clad mountains. It's a realm shaped by epic legends of Cossack valor and timeless folklore. It's a crossroads of faiths, languages, and ideas. Tragedy and triumph alike have marked the Ukrainian journey, from the Holodomor and Chernobyl to independence and cultural revival. In the modern era, Ukraine stands at the forefront of global attention, grappling with conflict and transformation, yet demonstrating immense adaptability and determination. Thank you for staying with us until the very end. If you found this deep dive into Ukraine's history, culture, and contemporary life fascinating, don't forget to leave a like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and check out our merch. Let us know in the comments which Ukrainian facts intrigued you the most, or if you have any personal experiences to share. Until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you soon on our next journey into history, culture, and all things mysterious and amazing.